Hello, mini makers. Today we're going to be making a futuristic sci-fi refrigerator and a couple of things to go inside of it. Um, so we're going to just start with the refrigerator first. So that's kind of not too hard. So we can just take we don't have to delete the cube this time. We can go ahead and take it. I'm just going to bring in one of my characters that I've made just to serve as some type of uh like standard or reference scale reference, just to see how tall I should make this. Here we go. Okay, so we're just gonna move this up here. Gonna be taller than this person. You can just move G to move it around, scale with S. I think that that's tall enough. Maybe make it a little bit taller, maybe at a 44. But I think that that's wide enough and deep enough. Okay, perfect. So what I will do is I'll just move this person over here, and then we'll just get started on the refrigerator. So it's going to be two types, open and closed. And then to do the open one here, we will just, and we'll call this a closed one actually. Okay. So this one's not going to be too hard. We're just gonna take one of these. So we're probably gonna put this one over this bottom one, be the bottom one. Maybe move the top one over up here and then split it down the middle. Something like that. Maybe here. There. And we'll do that. Okay, so now we're just going edit mode. So if you do G, if you double click G, you can just move it along edges. Then we'll do another one here. Move it down, be this bottom face. And then we'll just add another edge loop with Control R down the middle. Okay. So now we have that. Just delete this. Let me just erase these. Okay, and then we're just gonna take all the faces here. Shift D to duplicate. Separate by selection. Move it a little bit out. And then we're just gonna take these and we're going to exclude them out a little bit. Or maybe we're just gonna exclude this and exclude this. Yeah, something like that. Or we can just take all of these, take this one and set it like that. Take this one, set it like that, and then take these and then set them themselves, or something like that. So then we can just take these faces and mount the Y a little bit. So it looks something like this, where it has the beveled edges. Yeah, I think I like that. Has beveled edges everywhere. Probably move it out a little bit more to give it a more bulky look. And then maybe bring these two edges in like there. Okay, perfect. So now what we can do is we can add the door handles. So I don't think that these future machines would have door handles. They'd probably just have like little notches you can put your hand in. So to do that, I'm just going to activate box cutter. One here. Take this back face here. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fill that back face. Something like that. So fill with F. Okay, and then that's what our little door handle will be like. So if we mirror this plus the X like that, I'll just hit this cutter here, and then we'll bevel these edges up top here. Move it out slightly. Maybe we can increase the number of loop cuts here to make it seem just a slight bit more featurelistic like that. Or maybe I can go back and make it angled like these two. Something like this. So we're going to cutter XLA mode. Excuse me. Something like that. Make it some type of asymmetrical. Do that. And then we can go ahead and add that same cutter to the top here. Just move it over. Like there. Then we can Boolean them. And then we go here. Click on the refrigerator. Off all the shading flat. Whatever, just leave it on for now. Doesn't really matter. But we will move the second Boolean below the mirror, so it only appears on one side. That. So this door opens outwards. And this could always also be not even like a, it could be that you could just kind of touch it and it opens. Depends on however we see it. Okay, and then for the bottom, take this one as well, move it, duplicate it, move it to 0. Nope. Gonna clear this parent and then move it. I just copy its X location actually instead. X location here. We rotate it by 90 in the Y dimension. Like this. And then we can delete this. Vertices, include them out, that. Make sure you do it in X-lay mode so you delete all the vertices. Okay. Something like this. And then we can just bring in these two bottom ones. Something like that. And then we can just do the same thing where we difference that. Now we have our little drawer areas. So that's how we get it open. So we could also add some type of window like this one has. Here. So what we're gonna do is just gonna go in with the cutter, but maybe make it a circle. Why not? Oh, it's on the wrong side. There we go. Gonna make a circle here. Like that. And we'll take this and move it more centrally. Then we'll expand it. That. So the only thing that makes this not look like a mirror is us not being able to see any of the items inside. We're also going to make it only a mirror on one side. So we're going to move booleans 1, 1, and 3 onto the other side of the mirror. Adding a lot of asymmetry here. I like it because it's interesting. We have that mirror, then we can just put in a shelf or something. So if I click on the cube and then click on the door, which I'll just change to fridge door. And I do Shift S and then selection active. It moves the cube to the door's origin. We're just going to move this cube inside. Something like that. And we're probably just gonna kick the cube out, come out a little bit more. Something like that. And then we're gonna overlay this in the X dimension, or the Z. We're gonna 2 shelves here. Okay. Probably gonna actually expand this, that, and add a 3rd shelf. Okay. Just gonna add the 3rd shelf. There. Okay, let me 1 second see what's causing this to happen. Okay, so there are some interior faces here. Just hide this. So these interior faces are causing some issues. So I'm going to delete these interior faces. So now there should be no problem with, yeah, see, you can't see this little section here. So play now. You could see this part on the inside. That's being caused by these interior faces. Delete these. Now we have, there we go. And then we're just gonna leave those bare. Probably gonna make it a little bit smaller here in the Y. Don't want to be able to hide behind it. You don't want it to be too big. Yeah, so there she's hiding behind the vigilator. You can hide behind it that dimension and this dimension as well. Okay, perfect. And that's I may add some type of keypad or a structure maybe that can either lock it or in a more dystopian way stop you from accessing it if you haven't paid whatever fee, associated fee. Stops you from accessing your refrigerator when your refrigerator becomes a subscription for use instead of just owning it. Probably aren't too far away from. I'll just take these, back face here, one of these. Take these faces back here. That. We're just gonna get it all in that negative dimension. And then we're just gonna add a screen to this. Pretty easy. All you have to do is, yeah, box cutter is pretty easy. All you have to do is click on it and then draw the screen like that. Push it in a little bit. And then put a keypad on there, which is also pretty easy. Which I will do by just taking this. Maybe doing a face extract. Let me see if I can do it. I'm gonna fly it this way. I click on this, then I'm gonna do a face extract on this face. No, that's not gonna work. Alright, never mind. What I will do is duplicate this. Just convert the duplicated one to mesh. Get out a little bit. Or just do it the easiest way I can think of, which is just adding a cube. Moving the cube to the number pad. One of these. It up. Moving it back a little bit like that. And moving it back more. And then just adding 2 loop cuts on each side to give it the numbers. And then you hit I twice, or you normally hit I twice to make sure that it insets your faces like that individually to the individual origins. Move it up a little bit more. And you have your keypad. Keypadding away. Move this back in a little bit more. There. There you go. In case you have to, if you're not paying your subscription to the Fligilator, that's how you get locked out. Okay. So then let's just say you did pay your subscription to Fligilator, and now you can get it open. So now we'll just mirror model an open one. Yeah, we'll model an open one. Right now, I think we'll probably have like some type of like peg system or something. Some type of peg system later to serve as the way we can differentiate these. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to maybe if I do this, separate this by selection, take these, put them in the X dimension, get rid of all of these things, and then use them as cutters. So what I'll do here is I will make them a little bit smaller. Like that, and then I'll just union them that way, or sorry, collab them that way. Click on this, difference it, and now we have our top and bottom. Now if we duplicate this door, the same top and the same bottom. And we will also just take this, separate this by selection, to 0, make this a little bit smaller, And what we'll do here is we will get rid of all these booleans. Apply the mirror modifier. Make sure it doesn't have any duplicated vertices. We'll do the same thing here. That way. And then same as the other one. Click Q, difference. There we go. The only thing we're missing here is to make sure that these are the same depth, which I'm probably getting the same depth as this one to the blue line. There we go. So that's our refrigerator interior. I think what we're missing now is the shelving of the refrigerator. Which will be, I guess, shelves. Pretty easy. And we will do that just by doing a similar way that we did these others. Sorry, I'm gonna look up a refrigerator just to see what refrigerators look like again. Okay. So it looks like there are shelves that go across here. This. Gonna make them the same height as these here. That. I'm gonna make these the same height as these. I'm gonna move these over. This. These are our 3 shelves. There. Then we just size them in the Y. There. I don't think they come out all the way. That's not enough space. So we will go ahead and maybe make it 2 shelves. Maybe move it down to here. And then make the shelf a little bit smaller. That. We're just going to copy its Z location. Gets a little bit more space. We're just going to lay this in the X. Sorry, the Z. And then we're going to just copy its offset here. For some reason that doesn't work. I wonder why. Maybe apply scale. There we go. Like that. Maybe make it -8. Make this one -8 as well. Okay. I guess we'll just make them both a little thinner. that. Make it negative 10, negative 10, negative 12, and then make this negative 12. Okay. So those are our shelves. And then we're just gonna create other ones that serve as like where the shelves could be. Something like this. For some reason, let me apply scale. There we go. Okay. We're just gonna keep messing with it, and then we're probably just gonna move this one down. Okay, there we go. And then, yeah, these are probably gonna go like that. And then we're going to just difference this. So they don't go all the way back in. Take these. Take this back face here, move it in a little bit so it doesn't pierce the back. And we're just gonna make them that. Okay, I'm gonna hide this again. So those are spots where the shelves could go. Something like that. Not super modular and whatnot, but I think this is just for display purposes and for, excuse me, just for making miniatures, of course. So in the top where the refrigerator part is, there's always that little ice thing. We're done by making a cube. Well, not always, but refrigerator I have had. My previous refrigerator has this. I haven't seen if current refrigerator has it either. A thing like this, a big box here. Something like that. And then on the side, it has a thing that spits out ice. And a thing that catches the ice. Like a thing there. I'm just gonna flip this 180. Smaller. flip it on again, 90. Something like this. The thing that catches the ice. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but that's what I'm talking about. It's like a thing that catches the ice here. Gonna scale these a little bit. Yeah, something that catches ice. Catches ice cubes in there. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna go ahead and make just some things to go in, and then we're gonna make it so that these doors open. Have like an open version of this door set, which I think we can do by just having it open. We'll see. Okay. What we could do is we could maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. We'll figure that one out. Okay. So now we have this. We can just make some bottles. Take out the refrigerator, 2 freezers. Although this bottom one usually slides out. I'm not gonna worry about it. Just say this one flips down. Yeah, I'll do that instead. Okay, anyway. So let's just make some cyberpunk or semi-futuristic bottles and cans and stuff. So I looked up here, just gonna make Johnny Silverhands. Link that he links, which is just a cube. Cube extruded up. Take this Z dimension like that. Then we inset it. Extrude it again. Then we inset it. Then we extrude it again. Then we can extrude in everything, scale in everything but the Z dimension. And then extrude it again. Like that. And take this top lip here. And just bevel this. And control scale. Gonna give it a tiny bevel. Just the edges here. Something like that. And the same thing for the bottom. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're going to add the little poked faces. So we're just gonna take all these faces here, and take all these faces here in the middle portion. I think also maybe the neck. Yeah, the neck as well. And then we're gonna add some edge loops, actually. 2 here, 1 here. Call it 5 there. And then we're gonna do the same thing. We'll call it 5. Okay. And we're just probably going to do the 1 here. And dissolve both of these, add edge up there. And then we're probably going to delete this one too. Okay. So now what we're going to do... 5 was too much. Okay. We're probably going to delete some of these edge loops by dissolving the edges here. Gonna dissolve all these. We're probably just gonna do 4 across the whole thing. So at least 4. 4. 4. Okay, that's better. We're just gonna take all these faces except for these. So if we if it's selected and it's an edge loop, we can alt shift left click and get rid of those selected edges. Now what we're going to do is we're going to poke the faces. And then we're going to go into vertices and we're just going to select all those vertices. And then by scaling them outwards, we should achieve that look. Like that. Kind of. I think that the problem is it's not tall enough. Yeah, this probably isn't tall enough. Yeah, it's fine. Something like this. Something like that. Then across the bottom, so we just overlay this. Something like that. And then we can also overlay them across the back as well. Or I'll just do the 1 actually. Maybe 2. And then we'll just duplicate 1, delete the LA, and turn it on its side. Excuse me. Yeah. Like that to show that it's flashed. Okay. And these are 2 in the Y. If I hide this. 2? Yeah, that's probably fine. 2.5. Scale a little bit. 2.5. Down a little bit. Okay. So that's 1 bottle. Then we can go ahead and just, I'll add a bottle that I see here. It looks like a big tube. Just add a cylinder. Two tubes here. Inset them, blaze them. And I'm just gonna mess with one of the top one. So I'm just gonna delete the bottom ones, the bottom vertices, and mirror across the Z. And do something like this. And I guess you just uncork it. And then we can go ahead and maybe take some of these edge loops here. And then some over here. Then inset them slightly. These may be too small to see. Yeah. Okay, something like that. Go. These are our two other ones. This is the bottom shelf. And then we're just gonna go ahead and add, I'm gonna guess, just a takeout container for burgers. It's easy, just get a cube. Add an edge loop in the middle. Scale that out, something like that. Already looking like a burger container. Honestly, it's already a burger container. But what we could do is we could add a notch here. Where you open it, sci-fi burger container. Maybe make it bigger because it's burger. Something like that. And then we can just add a takeout container. We want to leave it fairly sparse. And then we'll just add a thing of ice. Take these. Add a UV sphere. This. Got a bag thing. Move it over. Bag of ice. Go in sculpt mode. You can just really bang around this bag of ice. So it looks really dent it in, beat it up, move it over. Give it some gravity. This. Like that. Next to divide surfaces. That looks like a bag of ice. As long as we have the little thing coming out the front here. So add a cube. And shrink it in one direction like that. Subdivide surfaces on this one as well. Like this. Move these up. Okay, so it doesn't poke to the bottom there. Take this face and set it. Then move it in. So if you just double click either X, Y, or Z, you can do it across its local axis. Okay, something like that. Gonna default mode. And we're gonna apply. Then we're gonna just move this around too. It looks like a bag of ice. Something like that. Move this up. It's lying like this. Okay, this is really leadable there. As the little stem thing. Probably go back and really mess with this more to make it look more like a bag. For now, this is okay. There's a bag of ice up here and a bag of ice down there. Same thing. Go in here and really just mess with this bag. You mess with it, move it around. Really look like just gravity. And you can go look at bags of ice, buy a bag of ice. They never look very tidy. Okay, so that's it. That's a bag of ice. We got the alcohol, we got the future juice, we have a takeout thing for a burger. And now we're gonna just make a takeout, another style takeout container. So we'll just add the cube up, scale it in the X and Y like that. Maybe scale a little bit less. We can, when you're working with miniatures, you can overemphasize a lot of the shapes and stuff, just so we can see more about it. That's terrible what I just said. So we can kind of look. No, that's also not great. So when we make it small, we have eyes. When we're looking at a tiny thing, if we really exaggerate its proportions and a lot of its features, we can actually see it with our eyes when it's tiny. This is going to be a miniature, so it's going to be like 5 millimeters. Okay, there we go. That's what I was trying to get to. So now we can go ahead and add something like this. And then what we could do is we could... Actually, what we can do is this. Take it from here. And then what we could do is we can join this there. Join this on the bottom here. Subdivide this. Take this and move it up just slightly. Or dissolve this. Subdivide this one. You can just click on it and just subdivide it. Move it over slightly. That. Subdivide this edge as well. And then if you click this edge here and you click that, sorry, you click that vertex here, you click the vertex up here, you can move it to last. We take this, include it out in the Y, this, and then we can delete these here, these vertices, add one class back, delete these vertices, and then if we mirror this across the X and the Y, we get our takeout container. So all I have to do is just add an edge there, join those, take this area here, fill that in, move this up. We can just take this. There we go. And that is our takeout container. For some reason, this edge is uncomfortable for some reason. Okay. And then all we have to do is add a metal thing here. So we can just add our cylinder there. Rotate across the Y, or the X, I mean, 90. And then we can scale it in every dimension but the Y by doing S shift Y, something like this. And then we can this over here, add one here, Y over here, want to make it so that's in that. You rotate this this way. Not what we want. I always forget how to do this. Another thing we can do is we could just take a curve. I always forget how to do this. Is it spinning? Let me just take a circle here, or cylinder here. Okay. Gonna go back, take this. So because we're 3D printing it, we want it to be fairly connected to whatever it's going to be attached to. Okay, this. And clipping Y here. Okay, so now we're going to fill this, and then we're going to see if it is. Join these two. Alright, this thing. I want to say it is about spinning. So we just take this face here, hit spin, and then it always spins across the cursor. So we'll do that. That's actually good. Then we'll just delete these vertices there. We'll rotate this. That. We're clipping back on. We'll take these. Then we'll just exclude them like that. And then we'll do the same thing. Where we go from above it. Fill this. And then we'll just fill it face there. And then we'll spin it. Underneath again. Like that. And we're just going to take these faces here. And rotate them up. Rotate them up, move them up. And move them. Looking janky. Don't like how it looks. Negative 45, negative 45. I'm gonna exclude it again. Take that, negative 45. Negative 90. 90. Negative 90. That's not light either. So what I am going to do is I'm going to just take these faces here. I'm going to duplicate this. Gonna put that there. I just duplicated it, moved it, because I didn't feel like dealing with that much more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to delete these down here. Going to join these two. And then what we're going to do is we're going to delete these. And then we're going to see if we can fill this. Bridge faces. That's a option. Bridge edge loops here. Maybe under here, bridge edge loops. There we go. Okay, that worked. Okay, we're gonna do Alt H here, and that looks like a futuristic takeout container. It looks like a regular takeout container, but so now we're just gonna add some color to everything, and then we may No, I think you got the gist of it. One's open, one's closed. Take 5 here. Something like that. I'll probably make the door swing open off stream. So let's give this some color here. That steel. Like that. Give this an orangey color. Leave those white. Make this lead color. Make these black. Or leave them white. These are bags of ice. You can make them shade like that. And we're gonna make these darker. Okay, these are tequila containers. That weird color. We make these light blue. We can make this a brownish color. And then we can just make this something like that. And then there you go. That's our futuristic refrigerator. Not too many details. You can make the door swing open. You can add more stuff in here if you like. But that's the general gist of it all. I hope you... I'm probably going to call it there for today. But I hope that you enjoyed seeing how these fairly low poly refrigerators were made. And if you enjoyed it, I hope you may have learned something or enjoy watching it being made. But thank you for watching the sleep.